rise for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Secretary, will you please take the roll?
Ms. Dotterly. Mr. Hoffman. Mr. Hervey.
Here.
Mr. Jurek.
Here.
Mr. Conacher.
Here.
Ms. Metzler. Here. Mr. Norris.
Here.
Ms. Cricket. Here. Mr. Zimmerman.
Here.
8 present, 1 absent.
Thank you. Moving on to visitors' comments for agenda items. Do we have any visitors' comments? Seeing none, we will move on. I'll turn it over to Dr. Cooper for the presentations.
Thank you, Mr. Hurley. This evening we have for the board here a presentation by Trapani Communications. Beth Trapani has joined us, and she's going to share a little bit about the communications audit that she had performed for the district. So she can step on up here, and I'll turn the show over to her. Thank you for coming out.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to see you. I was here about a year ago when we were talking about conducting the communications audit, and I delivered the full audit in the spring. We made an update or two over the summer as we were going through the transition, and so I've been told that I have 10 to 15 minutes. Dr. Cooper's leaning on me heavily, so we'll just move right through this. Purpose of the audit, really to assess the state of communications, the strengths, the gaps, the opportunities, to gather input from the full community, as many as possible, really look at what are some things that the district can do to improve the consistency, the engagement, the clarity. And it goes without saying that clear, proactive communication really does ultimately build support, it builds trust, it strengthens the system, and ultimately it results in better outcomes for students. So a little bit about how we went through the process. I personally reviewed websites, newsletters, internal and external messages. We held 7 focus groups, not quite as many as I would have liked. Participation was not as strong as we would have liked when we put out messages to staff asking them to participate, to parents, to community members. Incidentally, this participation in focus groups has been tended to be down across the region and in fact across the nation with a lot of issues. Unless they're very specific hot button issues, I think our nation is at a point in time where there's a little bit of fatigue. But you can see the 7 focus groups that were held. We didn't get to talk with support staff, didn't get outside community members, and we didn't get to do a full community-wide survey because some other surveys were already underway, and the administration made the decision to kind of pause on that for the time being. And then we also talked with the administrators and some other key stakeholders. So I reviewed all the information and really considered that against the context and the backdrop of national and regional best practices. There are so many wonderful examples of really robust communication programs across the country, across the region. And I also included my own background and experiences. I've been focusing for the last 17 years almost exclusively on K-12 public education, working with a lot of school districts in a lot of different capacities. 15 years prior to that as a journalist, print, broadcast, most recently KYW in Philadelphia, and I'm married to a longtime school superintendent who was briefly an interim superintendent here as well. And that really gives me a very kind of unique perspective into this work. So jumping into the key findings, without question, this is a school district where people feel that people care. Relationships matter. Teachers care very deeply. Administrators care very deeply. A lot of people are very happy to have their children in our schools. A lot of people feel that the schools are doing phenomenal work and there are really excellent programs in place. However, there has not been an intentional focus on communication. And this is common in many school districts. This school district, I believe, is the last in Chester County to not have a dedicated administrator focused on communication. If it's not the last, it's one of the only. And consequently, there's also been a lot of administrative shifts and leadership changes. And so there really has not been a specific focus on creating an intentional system. So communication tends to be inconsistent, fragmented. There's not a lot of processes. There's many, many different systems at work, but sometimes too many different systems, and that has led to some scattered messages. There's also no very clear agreement or expectation on what should be communicated, when, by whom, and in general, kind of a lack of support for communication work. And by lack of support, everybody thinks it's a good idea and it should be a priority, but there's a difference between thinking it should be and making it a priority. And again, you're not the only school system to face that situation. Some examples of some of those, lack of systems. Each school kind of communicates in different ways. Not necessarily problematic, but it can be problematic because parents, especially as you've had more transitions, kind of don't know what to expect. One school does it this way, then they move to another school, et cetera. Some school districts have unified things with, for example, a Monday morning message. So you know that the messages are going out at the same time in the same place. So many different software systems. You have schools using Seesaw, Google, Classroom, Schoology, PowerSchool, Remind. I know your technology director, his head is full with all of these systems. And again, it's lots of different administrative decisions, and also some autonomy from staff members to say, this is a system that I want to use to communicate, and they've kind of moved forward with it. Now we've gotten to the point where we almost have too many. Website, there's no very robust system for how to update it, when it gets updated, what kinds of information are updated. Again, there's a few people sort of picking up the pieces and doing a lot of that work, but there hasn't been a super intentional focus on that. Social media, your wonderful, very diligent, hardworking board secretary is the one who often does most of the social media updates. And things come to her as people send them, but again, no sort of intentional system. Some school districts, whether they have a full-time communications person or not, have had great success with having building liaisons who are paid a small stipend to gather some social media photos and information and funnel them back to someone in the district office. That's just kind of an example of the way some districts have managed to work through this. And ultimately, communication in this district seems to be based around people rather than processes. So again, you have some wonderful people who are just dynamic super communicators, but if they leave the system or if they are reassigned, then sometimes that communication falls flat. All audiences, without question, this was consistent across the board, said that they want more information, more opportunities to engage, more opportunity to have a voice, and they want to be able to track progress of initiatives. As a school district goes through administrative changes, as it evolves, as all districts do and should, initiatives sort of come on board, and then sometimes they kind of fall by the wayside, or we're not quite sure where we are with them. And everyone agreed that they'd like an opportunity to have a better track of that. Timeliness, advance notice. We live in a day and age where everybody wants to know ahead of time and wants plenty of time and notice to be aware of things. That strong need to celebrate all the wonderful things that are happening here. The points of pride, the student and staff successes, really telling the district story. So, how do we get there? Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's increased intentional focus on communication. The audit that I believe you all have has a lot of very detailed, specific steps and recommendations. That communication is really the glue that makes everything work. And I firmly believe, after years and years of doing this, that there has to be a big, big focus on internal communication. Everyone wants to see the output. That's kind of the flash, the things going out to the community, and you can't ignore that, but you have to have your internal house in order as well. That's critically important. There are some great systems in place, and I think that we can build on the strengths. Over the last year, I have been helping in a limited capacity, supporting the school district, developing a monthly newsletter, but we need a little more investment and support from staff and buildings to gather that information. Your administrators are already doing an enormous amount, and I would not ask anyone to do more. It's just a matter of setting up systems to gather this information. We've gotten some news stories published in some of the local newspapers. We've completed some video work, but it's had somewhat limited visibility. We did a story on kindergarten enrollment, and then we did kind of a day in the life. I think the enrollment story got out there, but I'm not sure the day in the life story really got much play yet, just because we kind of don't have the system set up to share that. So many positives to promote, and I really think that, again, if we figure out a way to distribute that work and really make it a priority, again, you're about to move into another leadership transition, and that's a very natural time to recalibrate. So again, high level, I'm motoring through this. Short-term recommendations, develop a plan. I have submitted a plan, but again, it's fine to have a plan. It's a different matter to have an action plan. So you have a plan based off the audit that you can use to get started. Strengthening, again, that focus on internal communication so that staff really feel invested and they're empowered to be ambassadors. Creating communication guidelines so that there's some alignment across schools. Strengthening the website. The calendar functionality is something that was mentioned a lot. Parents would like to see that expanded. Positive promotion, video, news media, social media. Outreach to non-English speaking families was mentioned frequently, that the district should continue to focus on that. And then again, the support from the team in building future capacity. Longer term, hiring a full-time person makes all the difference. The most impactful work that I do with any school district is one in which there is someone on the ground handling the day-to-day. There are so many systems here that have been given a tremendous amount of attention by Dr. Lever and the administration over the last year. You've had an enormous amount of change and progress, but I believe the next step is to make communications one of those areas as well that is resourced and also evaluated consistently. Streamlining those communication platforms, getting some branding in place, again, continuing to involve staff and continuing to gather feedback, what's working well, and where are there some opportunities for growth. It goes without saying, why is it so important? You can't support what you don't know about and you don't understand. I think that there are some opportunities that may be missed across the board to involve people, engage people, participation, community support, and I really think that increased communication will strengthen the work of the district. So I think if we begin with the internal consistency, expand to increase community outreach, build that trust and pride through very clear, very thorough, very proactive messaging that isn't thrown together at the last minute. We have lots of time to think about it and plan for it. Focus resources initially on high impact and lower cost improvements and really establish communication as a priority. One note, when I work with school districts, I often think it's important to make this distinction. There is a difference between communication and marketing. Communication is, and they're in the same family, they live in the same neighborhood, they're on the same block, but communication is about sharing information and building relationships. Marketing is really about promoting and selling. And you have to do both to some extent, but even the best marketing will not be successful if that strong communication isn't in place and if the customer experience, student experience, staff experience isn't positive. At the same time, you have to tell your story. These are a couple examples of some stories that have been in the newspaper and some of the district newsletters over the last year. And certainly realignment, we focused a lot on that. Again, we've done some video work. Video work is one of my very favorite things to do. I left the news industry for a lot of different reasons, but I am still at heart a journalist and a storyteller. And I have one brief example that I'd like to share with you. I did receive approval to do some video work on the Homeland Security program. That program is so unique and is such a strength for this school district and really makes this district a district of choice. You can attract students from across Chester County and parts of Lancaster County. And I've been working with Mark Patika a lot on promoting that program. So let me show you this video that we put together. This is a essentially in the industry we call it a promo. It's a commercial essentially that could be shared on social media. We have a full package, a longer 8-minute video that's an overview of the program that can be used when Mark and others are going out to do presentations about the program, and then we have spotlight features on each of the areas of focus: EMS, law, and fire. But this is the promo for it, and I think it's the kind of thing that can really come to life with video.
Over the past 3 years, this program has given me the skills of teamwork, adaptability, critical thinking.
This kind of work is a calling because I want to help the people around me and try my best. This is the real deal. This is not some classroom setup. You're riding real fire trucks, you're riding real ambulances, you're doing CPR, real people. This is the people helping business.
We are learning handcuffing. We've done traffic stops. Right now we're doing fingerprinting, which is really cool.
When I tell people about this program, they are surprised and impressed with the responsibilities that the instructors give us.
We're teaching relationship building. We're teaching establishing a good rapport with the community.
This work has been a calling, search and rescue. I love helping people. I ended up falling in love with the medical field. I really joined the program for law, but I ended up falling in love with both of those programs.
How many people can you ask and say, hey, do you go down to a specially needs village and do room clearing or burn buildings or practice saving somebody's life?
We need more programs like this to be able to provide for the communities.
Filming that project and interviewing the kids and the instructors, absolutely one of my favorite video projects to date, and probably the most fun thing I will have done all year. It's pretty cool to see what happens down there. I have a proposal to, do we have one? There we go, one more slide. I have a proposal that I delivered to Dr. Lever in the spring, but we're going to update it and give it to Dr. Cooper to complete some video features for the district's other CTE programs. I really try to price things at a rate that is affordable for school districts. Big video companies, that's a different story. This work is kind of on the ground, and it's really a passion. I'm available for support. I would love to continue working with the school district and the new superintendent. It has been a privilege and a pleasure to work with the district thus far. Any questions? Did I get it in time? Am I under time? Am I all right? Motor math.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Move on to the next item. Any information items? Recommended action items. Just a reminder to everybody to keep moving, and motions and seconds and now discussion, not just me reading. A, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve Mr. Mark Pullman as the district's Title IX coordinator. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. B, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve Mr. Cale Humboldt as the district's Safe Schools Coordinator. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. C, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the resolution allowing Dr. Brett Cooper, interim superintendent, to sign and/or de-sign any and all contracts, agreements, grants, and/or licenses with the Pennsylvania Department of Education effective July 11, 2025. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. D, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the proposals with Pro Sign for signs and installation at the Primary Learning Center and the intermediate schools at a cost of $9,890 each.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. E, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the invoice with Economy Glass to furnish and install interior doors in the district office wing of the middle school at a cost of $20,183. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. F, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the invoice with Mendenhall's Trowel Trades for removal and replacement of ADA sidewalk blocks at the district buildings at a cost of $16,700. Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Pick one.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. G, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the invoice with Noble Terra Design for design services for the middle/high school courtyard at a cost of $16,600. Need a motion?
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. H, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the disposal of obsolete furniture from the Octorara Middle School due to safety concerns regarding the condition of the furniture. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. I, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the ticket booth with White Pine Structures and electric work with Spectra Electrical Construction for the stadium entrance at a total cost of $36,490. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. J, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the estimate with Brenneman for the Chester County Intermediate Unit to print and mail a district flyer with information for the community and also allow them to sign up for future online communications at a cost of $10,847.
So moved.
Need a motion?
Second.
Any discussion? This is what we talked about in this one. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. K, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the agreement with School Operation Services Group, Inc. to provide business office consulting services for vacant Act 93 positions in the business office. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. L, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve Ms. Kenzie Gladfelter as a speech-language therapist effective August 12, 2025, pending completion of employee-related documents required by law and the district. Ms. Gladfelter's salary will be $65,237, which is step 17 to max of the master's scale. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. M, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve Ms. Cindy Bond as Administrative Secretary to the Chief Financial Officer effective August 11, 2025, pending completion of employee-related documents required by law in the district. Ms. Bond's salary will be $60,000 prorated. Need a motion?
Move. Second.
Any discussion? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. And that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve Ms. Stacy Wenzel as Accounts Payable Secretary effective August 13, 2025, pending completion of employee-related documents required by law and the district. Ms. Wenzel's salary will be $49,000 prorated. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Oh, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve Ms. Emma Lease as a summer curriculum intern for approximately 25 hours at a rate of $15 per hour. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Maybe, not familiar, is that something we have every year? Was that something unique this year?
that we needed this year to help unpack all the curriculum that came in.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. P, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the following summer program substitute teachers at a rate of $30 per hour. Kelly Dowdy and Nicole Cutner. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Q, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the following adjustments in salary. Stevie Kell, $40,502. Monica Barlow, $50,000 prorated. Jill Hardy, $71,365.61 prorated. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. R, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the contract for the superintendent of Octorara Area School District effective September 1st, 2025 through September 1st, 2030. Need a motion?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. And it just so happens, I'm going to break off the agenda here for a moment. Just so happens we have our new superintendent in the room, Dr. Dukevich. If you'd like to take a minute, please.
Oh boy, 2030. Number, stands out a little bit. No, I'm extraordinarily humbled, honored, couldn't be more excited to join the Octorara family. I just want to share my appreciation for this board, for your belief in me. In the coming weeks, I look forward to working with Dr. Cooper and members of the administration, the board, in starting to build relationships and learn about what it is to be a part of Octorara. So couldn't be more excited in the spirit of communication. Lots to come there to share some opportunities where I can engage with some families and community, with staff certainly, with all of you to begin the next chapter here. And again, thank you, and I look forward to our continued work together.
Thank you to everyone who came out to support that. Appreciate it. Moving on. Presentation of agenda items for the August 18, 2025 regular monthly public meeting. A, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the attainment of tenure status for the following professional employees in accordance with Section 1108 of the current school laws of Pennsylvania. Allison Carr, Aaron Cooper, Alyssa Friedman, Brittany Fulkwider, Lisa Hillman, Amber Lowe, Jillian Mattis, Carly Murphy, William Rawlings, Kevin Ruth, Verna Trainus. B, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the 2025-2026 changes to the K-5 elementary schools parent/guardian handbook. C, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the 2025-2026 changes to the high school parent or the high school student parent handbook. D, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the quote with IXL Learning for ELA and Math site license for grades 6 to 12, effective August 18, 2025 through August 18, 2026, at a cost of $17,252.50. The Structured Literacy Grant will fund $13,127, which is the ELA portion. E, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the articulation agreement with Harcum College for Animal, Plant, and Science Technology. F, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the waiver agreement and release for student ed. G, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the procedure for sponsorship of high school national/international academic competition trips. H, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the following additional financial institutions and investment firms for financial services during the 2025-2026 school year in accordance with Section 621 of the School Code. Ocean First Bank, Trenton, New Jersey. First Citizens Community Bank in Mansfield, PA. I, that the Octorara Board of School Directors accept the resignation of Mr. Scott Domlitz as Chief Financial Officer effective July 23, 2025. J, that the Octorara Board of School Directors accept the resignation of Ms. Karina Carrillo as an instructional assistant at the Octorara Primary Learning Center effective August 1, 2025. K, that the Octorara Board of School Directors accept the resignation of Ms. Jennifer Leonard as a food service employee effective August 4, 2025. L, that the Octorara Board of School Directors accept the resignation of Mr. Brandon Greger as middle school intramural fitness coordinator effective July 2, 2025. M, that the Octorara Board of School Directors accept the resignation of Ms. Haley Albertini as varsity head softball coach at the Octorara High School effective July 7, 2025. And that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the list of game workers and rates for the 2025-2026 school year. O, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the transfer of Mr. Philip Woodward from a custodian at $39,565 to food service supply handler and general maintenance worker at $47,800 prorated effective August 18, 2025. P, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the correction in salary for Ms. Bailey Regal to $65,237. Ms. Regal was originally approved as an 8th grade science teacher at the rate of $65,279 on June 16, 2025. Q, that the Octorara Board of School Directors approve the following changes in salary due to graduate credits earned. Julia Harple from bachelor's, $60,729 to bachelor's plus 15, $63,564, step 15 to max. Allison Carr from master's, $65,737 to master's plus 15, $70,872, step 15 to max. Next, the facility committee report. Mr. Jerk.
Facilities Committee met earlier in this room at 6 o'clock to start off with some updates. We started with the realignment update, the building moves. All info is that we're in good shape with all the moves. The teachers and staff are coming back. And it's been a great job by Jim and his staff. So that's going pretty smoothly right now with the moves and the realignments. The second thing was McClure gave a presentation on 3 different things. The middle school HVAC, which we're looking into with our 3 options of a traditional system, a hybrid system, and a full geo system. And the electrical work on that depends on the choice we make. There's a $2.4 million difference between the traditional and the full geo, but in the long run, the geo seems to make the most sense. Along with that, they did the test scores last week, which went very well in all the fields they did them in, and that was nothing but good information on all those tests for the test scores that we got back. Next up for consideration was the animal shed that we were thinking about rebuilding. Somewhere on the campus, we went over a couple of options and we realized we may not need a barn, we just may use the existing garage with some updates. The second item was renaming the OES, which is in progress, but I believe we landed on Octorara Learning Annex tonight for that. Permanent site work for the ticket booth, I'll touch on that under the 4 board agenda section when I get to that. The next one was the OIS field hockey fence, which was a good safety concern, and we got a number back at $9,074.60 to go in between the bleachers and the field at the field hockey field. The next one's the OIS playground, which we got a number in for $23,124.13 for that. Moving on the board agenda to make it a little quicker, items 1 through 6 passed earlier this evening at our meeting for pro-sign proposals for the PLC and OIS, the interior door installation in the district office wing, the district-wide sidewalk ADA compliance repairs, the courtyard design, discarding the OMS furniture, and the stadium ticket booth and electric, which is going to start out with White Pine Sheds, moving the shed over and doing temporary electric. Will eventually turn into permanent electric, and that project is going to get wrapped up in November after the season's over. After that, the 7th item was we got another bid from King Swings for the playground at the OIS, came in at a much better number, $91,160. So that was good news compared to the first number we got. The PLC chiller and the issues we've been having with that was pre-approved, but we also had to add some engineering fees for $2,850. The softball field, the athletic field maintenance that's been going on for 2 years, we're still having issues with grass and grading issues that we're looking to correct before the fall and winter season comes up on us. We can plant seed and spray seed. The elite restoration, which is the brick pointing and flashing replacement out front of the district's offices in the middle school, is up for next week. And the fuel depot, we had an original number that's been added to because we've had to put in a pad, an extra shed, fencing, electric, and some miscellaneous things that bumped that number up to $147,656. And then we ended with the other new information. The OIS cafeteria air conditioner was having an issue, but Fred Lutz gave us a bid of $21,639 to rebuild the part and not replace the system. With that, we wrapped up the facility committee.
Thank you. Other items or concerns? Visitors' comments in general? Moving on, administrator comments or announcements. Board comments. Do you have any board comments? No? I guess the big news of the night was Dr. Dukevich coming on board, so we certainly look forward to working with him. We didn't get a chance to speak to your former superintendent there, but we were very grateful to him for letting you come to Octorara so soon. So we look forward to it. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
And with that, we'll announce the following meetings. Facility Committee meeting Monday, August 11, 2025, 6 p.m. in the middle school hub. We will have an executive session for personnel Monday, August 11, 2025, after the work session in room 102 at the middle school. Policy and Finance Committee meeting, Monday, August 18, 2025, 6 p.m. in the middle school hub. Next regularly scheduled board meeting, Monday, August 18, 2025, 7 p.m. in the middle school hub. And with that, we need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Meeting adjourned.